Hello, once again, welcome to this podcast. And my name is Siwin Yi from the Yi Real Estate Network. And once again, we have a special guest, Mr. Justin Zawodny from Southwest Florida, Cape Coral, Fort Myers metro area. And welcome, Justin. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to do another video podcast presentation for our investors. And welcome once again. And today's topic, we are going to talk about the real estate forecast in your market for 2022, for the rest of this year and even beyond. Just to take a step back, Justin have been working with our network for several years now, and we have achieved some very good success. We have some outstanding client testimonials over the past 2 years, and we have done those podcasts as well. And so Justin provides very good client service, and he's very caring. He's also have a property management company. He owns his own property management company. So everything is a one-stop shop. When investors from out of state, whether from California or from anywhere else in the country, when you buy a property with him, he will ensure that it's a one-stop shop service. He will help you, educate you, inform you, and he will introduce you all the resources that he has from the local market. So over time, when you stay invested in the properties you purchase from him, he will ensure that your asset is being taken care of to achieve your financial goals. So without further ado, Justin, before you begin, again, we have done some real good transactions over the past couple of years, and a lot of our investors have exceeded their expectation. They have achieved cash flow and appreciation, the whole 9 yards. So I'm very happy and excited to have Justin as we start the beginning of this year, 2022. So we're very excited to see what Justin Zawodny has to offer for our network investors. So Justin, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Yi. Yeah, I mean, I think a good spot to start is let's kind of discuss a little bit about last year. We're here in January and have some really good statistics just to share with everyone, just to really, put it into perspective, just how strong last year really was. The statistic came out that nationally last year, rent increased by 11.9%, which is very strong. On average, you see it increase by about 8% a year usually. So last year, it increased by 150% of what you would typically expect, which just means more cash flow for those investors who own the properties here already. But here in Southwest Florida, I can tell you that the 12% was blown out of the water. I mean, we did rent increased by far more than that. One example property that we've talked about a lot on these webinars is our duplexes here in Cape Coral. So the duplexes here in Cape Coral, when we started leasing them last March, they were being leased for $1,450 a month on an annual lease. The next batch that we were leasing was in June, and it had jumped up to $1,600 a month. Here we are in January. We have one unit vacant. That's it. We're leasing it out right now for $1,900 a month. That $450 per month increase is a 32% increase compared to where we were, in March last year. So not even the full calendar year, only 10 months, we saw a 32% increase for that particular property. And, the rent increases, it's not like that's rent increases we're causing by being up at the very top of the market and asking the absolute highest dollar amount for rent. That's what the market did. I mean, the demand for that property right now is incredible. It went on the market on Thursday night. That listing has seen 2,600 views. It's been shared 40 times. It's been saved another 30 times. And I've sent out 20 applications and already done at least 10 showings over the weekend. I mean, instantly, we had people swarming to rent this property. I have no doubt that, before the first of the month, it's leased out for a full year.
Justin, let me get this straight. Sorry to interrupt you. So are you referring to this brand new duplex? I think the price was $499,000 duplex. And what I hear you saying that per unit is potentially rented for $1,900. So if you rent both unit on his duplex for 1,900 plus 1,900, we're talking 3,800, right?
Yeah. So, and I guess that's another good point. Back in March, these properties, we were buying them for 380,000, and then we fast forward to June and July, and they're up into the mid to upper fours. Now they're into the low fives. I mean, they're anywhere between 535 and 550, depending on the exact location. So prices, the value of these is going up, I mean, just as fast as the rent. But I mean, even at those numbers, even at 555, which is the high end of the purchase price, those are on side streets, so we can actually get 2,000 a month for those. Our current unit that's available is on a little busier street, which is why we're at 1,900. But yeah, I mean, $4,000 a month gross rent, they're cash flowing. What are we at? $600 a month in cash flow. I mean, it's very good cash flow for the very first year that you own the property, because that cash flow is only going to increase over time.
Yeah, we're talking 25% down payment, which is a minimal down payment for multi-units, duplex and above. And even if the investor interest rate is around 4%, maybe even 4.1, maybe even 4.2% for investment loan, it's still a record low interest rate compared to past years. And you still cash flow right now based on the duplex in the low 500s at 25% down payment, 4%, 4.2% interest rate mortgage. The investor will still cash flow around, did you say $600 monthly net monthly?
Yeah, net, and that's a very, very conservative number. I'll give you, pulling my spreadsheet up right now on my end, so I can give you exact numbers and not just estimates. I want to be.
Those are very good numbers. We're talking 5%, 5.5% cap rate. That is very, very decent cash flow projection.
So at a $550,000 purchase price, which would be for a very, very good property, something where you're going to have it on a side street and get that $2,000 a month per side. Your down payment and closing costs, all of your cash that you would need to purchase it, comes out to $148,000. If we assume a 4.5% depreciation rate, which is half of what we've seen over the last 25 years for this area, it actually averages 9% a year. We factor in a 4% interest rate, which is still an attainable number. Our cash flow is $612 a month, but because it's a new property, we can add in the $240 a month that I have set aside for maintenance, because there's going to be very, very little maintenance the first year. It's under warranty. We can also add in the $100 a month in leasing fees, because we don't charge leasing fees for the first tenant that we place. So there wouldn't be any leasing fees paid at least until the month number 13. Actually puts you very close to $1,000 a month of cash flow. The cap rate, even including all the different fees that we're not going to see, your cap rate is over 5.5% cap rate. I mean, really, really strong numbers on that.
Yep.
I mean, and I can tell you the numbers, and they can sound good. I mean, ask our investors who purchased back in March last year, what they think about these properties. I can tell you those properties performed probably 3 times what I projected, because simply could not predict what was about to happen this year. And that's part of the benefit of acting and purchasing and owning these properties is when you get these great bursts, you get to accumulate all of that money. There's been quite a bit of wealth generated.
Sounds good.
I mean, some of the properties I guess we can step into here now, kind of presently, now that we've kind of recapped what's happened in the previous year, where we are right now. We still have our 3 different types of properties that we've had for a little while now. We still have single family opportunities in LaBelle. So those are 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom properties. Those prices right now, they're in the low 270s, somewhere between 270 and 275, depending on the exact location. I can tell you that those prices, they're going up as they are with everything else. The inventory is incredibly low. They're probably only have about 5 of them remaining at this point. that we could actively buy right now. But I mean, rent continues to rise and the cash flow is still strong. I mean, very strong. We're at $100 a month for the first year, and that's a low projection. That includes your leasing fees and your maintenance that you really aren't going to pay for that first year. So it's probably going to be closer to $300, $350 a month once you get that money as well.
So those LaBelle property, 270 to 280K. What's the projected monthly gross rent? 17, 18, 1900. What is it?
We have it at 1750 for a 3-bedroom home. The 4-bedroom home, we have it at 1800. And again, those numbers are probably a little bit low. I mean, the last 3-bedroom we leased out was back in, must have been September, and that one got 1750 a month. So I think if we were to lease one today, it would probably be a little bit higher than that. But I like to run the projections at numbers that I know we can do, and based on our portfolio, I know that 1750 is an attainable number.
Yep, very good numbers, very good cash flow. So, so what type of inventory you have available? I know the inventory is very, very tight these days.
Very low. We have, I think there's probably 2 4-bedroom homes and maybe 2 to 3 3-bedroom homes available right now. Sometimes they add more inventory in pretty big groups, but right now that's where we're at. Also, the other side of it, the rental inventory, there's basically no available rentals in LaBelle. There is currently 1 home listed for rent. So for an investor who closes on a property in the next couple of months, there's not a lot of competition. You know, if someone wants to rent a home, they have to pick yours. It's really about all there is. So, I mean, really good opportunity as the owner. You're not gonna have much competition.
Sounds great.
You know, the next set of properties that we have, those are in Cape Coral, the Cape Coral single family homes. These are actually slightly different than what we've pitched quite a bit. So it's a local developer. They're doing 3-bedroom homes, about 1,500 square feet, 2-car garage, very nice properties. I mean, they come with everything. They're turnkey. They have fans, blinds, hardwood cabinets, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. They do the vinyl flooring throughout, so it looks like wood, it feels like wood, but it's far more durable than wood. I mean, it's a picture perfect investment property. They're selling those for the mid 330s right now. They rent for $2,200 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, cash flow $100 a month easily. I mean, once you add in the money that you're not spending on maintenance because it's under warranty the first year, and the leasing fee that you're not going to pay for the first year puts you closer to $350 a month. And I mean, there's not much inventory. We only have about 4 of them right now, but again, really, really good opportunity, and they're nice homes. I was very, very impressed when I went to this new builder that we've started working with. The quality of product that they're getting us at such a reasonable price. I mean, it's really very nice home.
Good.
The last property that we still have, inventory on these is very, very tricky, but there are some available, is the duplexes in Cape Coral. So right now, those are going for about $550. They're renting for $1,900 or $2,000 per side every month, so $3,800 or $4,000 gross for the property. That one, I mean, it puts your cash flow at $600 a month. It is the highest initial investment because of the highest purchase price, but really, really strong property. And again, that's $600 a month in cash flow. That's once we remove the money for leasing fees and maintenance, which you don't pay the first year. There really is none for you to do. So that first year, you're really closer to $1,000 a month in cash flow, that's a very strong property. And the biggest thing with any of these properties, we can talk about cash flow, and cash flow is important. We don't want to play it, too much on the conservative side. You do need cash flow for these properties, but that's not the only money that's being made. And I think it's a concept we've talked about in the past briefly, but something I want to dive a little bit further into is what we talk about when we say these are multi-dimensional assets. They're not something that you're just buying to make cash and that's it, right? There's so many other ways you're making money that you don't even necessarily see, but it's happening. So I want to take that Cape Coral 3-bedroom home as our example property. So that's the home we're buying for $330,000 to $340,000 a month for the purchase price. $2,200 a month in rent leaves us with $100 cash flow if we pay that maintenance and leasing fees, which don't happen for the first year. Once we add those in, it's actually $365 a month in cash flow for the first year. So strong property there for cash flow. But when we look a little bit beyond that, on top of the cash flow, you have a tenant who's paying you rent every month, and you're paying the mortgage, which means the principal amount on that mortgage is being reduced more and more every single month. So for the first year, on average, each month it comes down about $440. So somewhere when you sell it, you have to pay that mortgage off, and that dollar amount is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So while it feels like you're losing that money when you pay that mortgage off, you're really keeping a little bit of it in a savings account, more or less. The savings account is the home. In addition, the value is going up. So as this home appreciates, and in my projection, I have it at 4.5% appreciation rate, you're making about $1,300 a month in value as the value goes up. So, and why we say, you really need to act now and purchase these homes. It's kind of hard. I wish I had a graph here or something, but if you picture, your mortgage is fixed. It's not going up. It's not going down. You're paying the same amount every single month. But every single month, you get a little bit more principal reduction, right? It's the way a mortgage works. The beginning, you're paying a lot of interest, and over time, little by little, you start getting more and more principal reduction each month. So every single month that you own it and you pay this mortgage, you're keeping more and more of that mortgage payment. In addition, that value, that appreciation, well, the 4.5% appreciation is it appreciates on a compound, growth curve. So that value is going up like this, and the whole time the rent is going up like this as well.
Yep.
So while your costs are here, right,
yep,
making a little bit more in rent, and you're making a little bit more in principal reduction, and the value is going up a little bit faster. So for this Cape Coral property, the first year, you actually make, once you add in the cash flow, the principal reduction, and the value increase, you're making almost $2,000 a month from this property. So while it feels like you're only getting that $100 in cash flow, it's really $2,000 per month. And it comes out to be a 30% return on your initial investment in the first calendar year.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to be really, really hard pressed to find me another investment that can do that.
Oh, absolutely. When an investor hold the property long term at 3-year hold, 5-year hold, 10 years old or beyond, I mean, the wealth will increase 10x or more. So investors need to think long term, and they will see just or merely that one example that you and I just talked about. I mean, it's the total return, putting all those things we just talked about. That is the key. That's how investors need to think about. So
and now let's take a step back for those investors who cash flow is the most important part for them, right? And I know there's always going to be investors out there where that's really how they make their decisions, and I get it. I mean, everyone has their own strategies. One of the things I always say is, this is year one. This is what your cash flow is, right? It's going to get better. If we're in the positive year one, I can tell you by year 5, you're going to be thrilled.
Yep.
And think about it. If we saw a 12% increase in this calendar year, right, which it was the national average that we blew out of the water here in Southwest Florida. Let's say we saw 12%. That Cape Coral 3-bedroom home that we're currently renting for $2,200, we'd be renting for just under $2,500 per month, 12 months from now. but your mortgage didn't go up. You still have the same mortgage, which means your cash flow increased by $264. That's so now year two, right? I told you how you were making 350 this year. Year two, your cash flow is now $600 a month from one property. And now think about it again, year three, when we get another 8% increase. In year four, with another 8% increase. I mean, year 5, 6, 7, 8, you're into thousands of dollars a month that you're making in cash flow. And even if we saw it slow down a little bit along the way, I mean, look up a graph showing rent increases since, I don't know, 1970. It's as close as you're going to find to a straight line going up by 8% a year. It's just something that always happens.
Yep. Well, I tell you, you explained it very, very well. Most investors are not understanding this whole, the big picture return that they need to think about. All right, so we are almost like 7 minutes away from finishing this webinar. Time flies when we're having fun, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So tell us, for the big picture, Justin, I mean, I know I bought my first property in Cape Coral in 2004. So I know this market very well. I've been promoting Cape Coral off and on over the years, and the trajectory ever since the crash for the past 13 years, the Southwest Florida market has been consistently increasing in value. And things are not changing, and it's not slowing down. So record low inventory, less than 1 month of inventory in the Cape Coral area, Southwest Florida. This is mind-boggling.
Oh yeah.
Almost nothing to sell for owner-occupied buyers and investors alike. Very hard to find inventory these days because of low inventory, and we all been hearing what's going on. But what makes you, Justin, so value add for our investors is that you know the market very well. You know, you have a unique relationship with the local builders, and they trust you. They give you inventory, which is very hard to get. So that's the value add you provide. So with the big picture, I know Southwest Florida is just like the rest of Florida. Florida is number 1 or number 2 in population growth. Migration from people from Northeast are coming down to Florida in droves. Epic migration going on for a long time to come. So what big picture beyond 22? What do you foresee? What's going on in Southwest Florida, and why should investor buy property here to grow their wealth? I mean, what do you see the trends?
I mean, people are coming from all over, not even just the country, from all over North America. They are moving to Southwest Florida. I mean, people are coming from Canada, people are coming from California, from Illinois, from New York, Connecticut, you name it. I mean, I'm showing the rental right now. 3 of the showings that I did today were over FaceTime, right? It's someone being transferred now that they get to move for their job to Southwest Florida. They're just trying to find somewhere to rent before they come. So we're talking about someone who has an income from Connecticut, who's coming down to Florida because they can now, and they just want to see where they're going to live. I mean, I don't see anything stopping that trend. It's been happening for almost a year now, and it's just accelerating. There's just more and more people coming every day, which is good. I mean, it's a great thing. And really, the biggest thing working with us, like you said, I've been here locally for a long time, been working in real estate for quite a while now, and we have these relationships with the builders. They know that, when I work with a buyer, I'm not working with someone who is thinking about buying and they're looking into it. Someone who's buying a home, right? Their money is good, and they're going to get their financing, and they're going to purchase the home very cleanly and easily. And because of that, we get access to inventory first. Those Cape Coral 3-bedroom homes, I have a list of 4 addresses. They're not on the open market. They're still under construction, but I know when they're going to finish, what they're going to look like. And I'm the only person who knows it right now. It hasn't been shared with any other person in Southwest Florida besides me, because they know what my buyers are like. Same thing, the duplexes. There's not a single new construction duplex on the market right now, right? Just check before this webinar. There's 28 old duplexes, 0 new ones in Cape Coral. But I know of about 25 duplexes that are under construction with addresses and completion dates, and they know that my buyers are good, and that's why we get it. So, I mean, one of the biggest benefits of working with us is just that we're going to have that inventory that no one else has right now. I mean, in addition, you're going to work with me and only me. That's it, right? I'm going to help you buy the home. I'm going to help you manage the home. And somewhere, once we've made you thousands and thousands of dollars, years and years down the road, I'm going to help you sell the home. And every single investor you have that I work with, they have my cell phone number. If there's ever anything they need, they know they can call or text me. I'm very responsive. I get them the answers they need very, very quickly. Doesn't really matter what time of night it is. We deal with a time difference, right? People get off work at 6 o'clock over there in California. It's 9 o'clock at night for me, but I can't even tell you, I've done dozens and dozens of introductory phone calls at 10 o'clock at night for me local time, because that's when someone was available. And I want to make sure that they have every opportunity possible to buy a home here. So that's definitely some of the biggest benefits. And the last one is just our reasonable fees. We're not here to nickel and dime someone to get rich ourselves, right? We want to make sure that this wealth building tool works for the owner, because if it doesn't work for them, it doesn't really matter if I make any money from it, because it's only going to last for so long in my portfolio, right? So we got to make sure that the owner's making their money from it. And because of that, we help them buy the home. We do charge a small transaction fee when they purchase the home. We do not charge a fee for the first tenant that we place. We do that for free. If we work with any cooperating brokers, we pay any commission that's paid to them, not the owner. And because of that, we help keep more money in the owner's pocket. Our management fees are the lowest in the area. I mean, I don't know anyone else in Southwest Florida doing annual management at 8%. And because of that, again, we're here to make them money. And I mean, on the flip side of it, tenants love working with us. I have a wait list of tenants for certain properties, because they're so thankful that we aren't here to nickel and dime them, right? They tell me, oh, the other companies, they're charging me $100 per person for an application fee for every single property I apply for within their company, right? So let's say I try with the first address and it doesn't work. If I want to go to the second address, I have to apply again with another $100 fee per person. So that's crazy. I'm not here to try and get rich off you trying to live somewhere. We charge one $30 application fee per adult. And once you're approved with us, well, even if someone else gets the first home that you apply for, if you go for the second home, we're not going to charge it again. We already know that you're good. We already have all the fee, paperwork that we need. And because of that, we have a wait list. We have a list of people following our website, waiting for us to list inventory because they want to rent from us. And that's definitely, another big piece to this puzzle.
Well, Justin, you're absolutely right. I work with, as you know, I've been doing this for almost 20 years now. I mean, introducing network realtors in various markets. I'm really happy. I've been getting a lot of great feedback from satisfied investors. So a lot of testimonies, and I'm very happy. Everything you say, you are very transparent, very honest, very, you say what you do what you say. You care for our investors, especially for long term. You're going to be around for a long time. You're going to manage the assets for long term. And, investors will win long term. You will win. Everybody will win in this game. So we work as a team. You are a relationship builder, which is something that I like, something that my network practice as well. So we run out of time. I know there's so much to talk about. So at the end of the day, for investors out there, is about taking action. It's about executing. So the sooner our investor buy a property, you're locking to the price that you bought. Just ride the wave, and you get a financing on a fixed rate mortgage, the record low interest rate. You getting great cash flow, good property management, the whole 9 yards, like a out-of-state turnkey remote investing. We are taking to a new level in a very good way. So thank you so much, Justin Zawodny, for being with us. We will continue to do a lot of business. I really appreciate what you have done for our investors so far in the past few years, and we're going to expect nothing less moving forward. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. This is Si-Wing Yi from Yi Real Estate Network. Have a good day. Look forward to helping every one of you. Bye-bye.